Good afternoon, all of you. I'm Anuradha Vijaysekhar and ready to present the insights of our research, the effect of natural stabilizers on frozen yogurt. So my presentation aligns with this content, and let's start with yogurt. We know that yogurt is a versatile fermented dairy product, and it is made out of the fermentation of lactic acid bacteria, where lactose is converted into lactic acid. So this is highly nutritious, and if you want to enrich the product, you can add probiotics. In the market, there are majority of varieties of yogurt, and based on the manufacturing process, there are three types: pasteurized and UHT yogurt, frozen yogurt, and dried yogurt. So our focus was on frozen yogurt. So generally, I can define frozen yogurt as a blend of yogurt and ice cream, but scientifically it is a cultured milk which is followed by air incorporation. To improve the properties of a frozen yogurt, we can add several food additives, but the most important is stabilizers, because it prevents ice crystal growth, which is essential for the frozen yogurt production, as well as maintain the texture during the storage. Based on the origin, stabilizers are in three types: natural, modified, and artificial. So what we have found as the research problem is the consumption of these synthetic stabilizers, because it causes detrimental health issues. So as a solution for that, we suggest to replace these synthetic stabilizers with natural stabilizers due to these characteristics. So the main aim of our study to determine the potential of natural stabilizers to use in the production of frozen yogurt, and we needed to accomplish these specific objectives. So this was conducted at the Faculty of Agriculture at the University of Sri Lanka, and here we have used four natural stabilizers: carrot pulp, beet pulp, chia seeds, and potato starch. So as the phase 1, we prepared the frozen yogurt, and this is the procedure we followed. And there you can see the most important step, that is the addition of natural stabilizers. So after selecting the best level of natural stabilizers, we have incorporated it after cooling the pasteurized milk. So the incubated yogurt was freezed in a batch freezer with an air incorporation of about 25 to 40%. So now let's see how we have defined the best level of natural stabilizers. For that, we used two methods. One was the previous data, the other one was we conducted a preliminary sensory evaluation. Since there were insufficient data about the best level of wheat incorporation in fermented dairy products, we had to conduct a sensory evaluation using 30 untrained panelists. So we gave them 3 different concentrations of wheat incorporated frozen yogurt and to get the results. So after finalizing the best levels of the natural stabilizers, together with the control, and that was with the gelatin stabilizer, so altogether the 5 treatments were replicated to 3 for quality parameter analysis. So it was done on day 1, day 7, and day 14 based on the requirements. So you can see the parameters that we have evaluated. Those are the statistical analysis we followed throughout our research. And moving to the best part, that is results. So in the first sensory evaluation, or the preliminary sensory evaluation, we got to find 1% wheat incorporated frozen yogurt as the overall high acceptable product. And together with this, 3% chia seeds, 4% carrot, 1% potato starch, and 0.7% gelatin in the control was used. So here comes the pH and the titratable acidity. You can see here in the pH graph, the pH throughout the storage has kind of a declining trend, whereas the titratable acidity from day 1 to day 14 has an overall increment. And on day 7, the carrot incorporated frozen yogurt have the peak acidity where it is around 1.6%. Let's move to the color analysis. The lightness. The lightness is also has been reduced throughout the storage period, where you can see the beet incorporated frozen yogurt has the darkest color on day 1 and day 7. Moving to this A value, it represents 2 data. A plus or the A positive values for the redness and A negative value for the greenness. Here also, all the treatments over the storage period of 14 days has reduced its values, and significance redness was highest in beet, that is obvious. So the potato is the only treatment where the positive A value has shifted to negative A value. And looking to the B graph, we can see just like the same. With the time, the B value of all the treatments has been reduced, but except C, rest of the treatments show kind of a high rate of color degradation. So the viscosity has also been shown kind of a decreasing pattern over the time, regardless of the initial composition, and the highest was in chia, and the second highest was in the potato frozen yogurt. And we believe that is because to the high content of fat and starch in chia and potatoes respectively. So the total phenolic content, it gives an idea about the antioxidant capacity. So this is high on day 1 and day 14 in potato. So because it is rich in phenolics. So the day 1 results and the day 14 results, if you compare, you can see the day 14 results are lesser than the day 1 results, showing that the total phenolic content degrade over time. So the proximate analysis result shows that the crude fat content is highest in chia, and beet incorporated yogurt has taken the highest crude protein, ash, and the total solids. And the microbiological safety limits are as per this table. So let's go to the sensory evaluation. That is for the product. Actually, we conducted 2 sensory evaluations on the beginning of the storage, day 1, and the end of the storage, day 14. And for that, we have evaluated 5 sensory parameters. And here, the flavor means the taste, and actually the aftertaste aroma. The aroma which comes while we are consuming and after consuming. So all these 5 parameters were tested using a 5-point Henry scale using 30 untrained panelists, and the same panel was used on the day 1 and day 40. So with regard to the day 1 results, we can see the texture, flavor, and the overall acceptability was highest in potato frozen yogurt. But on day 14, the flavor has been taken up by the beet frozen yogurt, but the texture and the overall acceptability is still with potato frozen yogurt. So with that, what we can conclude is that 4 studied natural stabilizers has a great potential to be used in percentage yogurts. So these are my references, and with that, I have come to the end of the presentation. Thank you.